On Tuesday, August 7th, my house was swatted. It happened around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. I was doing a 4:30 AM speedrun because I wanted to get some money to help me possibly be able to move up north because money's kind of tough for me right now. Streaming's been really helpful. I wanted to have a little incentive and have fun with it for about a 28 to 30 hours around that area. But I was about 5 hours in. I was finished Sonic Adventure DX throughout it. I was in Sonic Adventure 2. Was about an hour and a half into the game, 5 to 6 hours into the speedrun. During that, I was getting random phone calls on my phone, and I was getting calls from what looked like to be like my old house phone number, but I haven't had a house phone in about 2 years now, and I thought, well, how am I getting these? And so I just kept ignoring them, thinking, yeah, it's gonna go away. And then I was getting phone calls from what looked like to be my own number, and that was just very confusing. I was like, how is this happening? Who's calling me? How is this going on? I thought it was just one of those telemarketers that like have phone numbers close to yours, and it's just bullshit. But I just kept going, kept streaming. But about 6 minutes later, I have a knock come on my door, and I look over, and it's just a officer that looked like he was in heavy armor. And it looked like he had one of those, like, SWAT team bulletproof shield things to make sure nothing happened. And he knocked on my door and asked if I can go outside. And I said, alright. Around this time, I decided I would just mute my mic so nobody saw what could be happening over there on the side. Luckily, they didn't see anything on screen, so that was very okay. No one knew it was happening yet. But they had me go over there, and we were in the hallway. There was, I think it was three SWAT team members, and they just pretty much said, "What are you doing?" And I just said, with a very cracked voice, because I knew what was happening, I had said, "I'm just playing my games." And they said, "Do you know why we're here?" And my voice starting to die even more, I said, "Yeah, I think I have a good idea as to why you guys are here." And then before I even got to say the word swatted, one of the guys in the back said, "You were swatted?" And when I heard him say that, that really threw me off, because I was not expecting them to be so calm and tame with this, because anybody who's seen videos about this kind of stuff online, they know that shit just can be berserk. They can just break down your door, have you on the ground, shit gets bad. But luckily, the reason that didn't happen to me was because the story that the person that prank called the SWAT team on me told them that my parents were fighting and that my dad was brutally stabbing my mom to death, and she was just screaming her head off, and I was just sitting in my closet over there just panicking. Luckily, they weren't bad on me, but the issue with that though is they could have been bad on my family, and that could be really bad for both me and for them. But luckily that didn't happen, because as I was getting phone calls from my own phone, which I'm assuming was either the prank caller or the SWAT team, I'm not able to figure out which. But regardless, my mom got a phone call from her phone, and it was apparently one of the SWAT team members outside the house. And when she answered, they said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she said, "Yes, I'm perfectly fine." And then they started asking her if we have a certain kind of house color or house number and a certain car color, and she says, "Yes, we do. Are you outside our house?" And they said, "Yes, ma'am." And so they asked to come in, and she let them come in. So luckily, when they saw that my mom had answered the phone, they knew something was up. Like, that kind of gave it away, luckily. But if they had not called her, it could have gone much worse. But anyways, besides that, when I was talking with them about next to my door, they then kept asking me a few more questions, like, "Do you know who this could have been? Have you ever had anything like this happen?" And I was like, no, none of it. So then they asked for my IP, and then for the game that I was playing, which was Sonic Adventure 2. And then they asked for my Twitch handle, the site, obviously. I think that was it, which is the game, my username, my IP address, which I was able to get with command prompts. It was kind of funny when he was writing it down, though. He was asking me, he said, "Do you have any other games like Fortnite or PUBG?" And I was like, "No." He says, like, "Oh, Nintendo?" Yeah, I thought that kind of made me feel, I was mad about that, because, you know, Sonic and Nintendo are not. But he I know what he was talking about. He was alright. But after all that, and they got all their information, they left, and they had said, "Sorry for bothering you, sir." And I was like, You do not need to be sorry. This is not your fault. You did not need. You guys were just doing your job. I should be the one apologizing for people spawning in shit like this. But I didn't end up saying anything like that. I just said it's okay and whatever. And they had said, I hope you can go back to, you know, just doing your thing. And I said, I'll try, but we both know that's not. We both know I wasn't going to actually get to go back to streaming after something like that. And how fucked I was mentally after that. Like, and having to go in like another 24 hours? No. But yeah, that was pretty much the story of when I got swatted.